Good morning students. I hope you are all watching the video class thoroughly and finish your assignment properly. Yes? Okay. In this video class we are going to discuss about chapter 1 Introduction to Computers. In this chapter we already covered Introduction to Computers. So in this topic we discuss about why we need a computer and where it is used. And then we learn about generations of computers. In this topic we discuss only 2 generations. Now today class we are going to see the remaining generations of computers. Can you able to remember? So in first generation what is the period? The period of first generation is 1940 to 1956. Can you able to remember the examples of first generation computers? Yes, HEDVAC, ENIAC, UNIVAC. Okay, HEDVAC, UNIVAC, ENIAC. These are the computers is used in first generation. And what is the circuit is used in first generation? Vacuum tubes. Okay. What is the language is used in first generation? Mission language. Okay, don't forget. And then second generation. What is the period of second generation? 1956 to 1964. In this generation, what is the circuit is used? Transistor. And what is the language is used? In this generation, the mission language as well as assembly languages are used. Can you able to remember the examples of second generation computers? Yes? Okay. IBM 1401, IBM 1620, UNIVAC 1108. So these are the computers is used in second generation. Now we are going to discuss about third generation, fourth generation and fifth generation computers. Okay. So in third generation, what is the period of third generation? 1964 to 1971. So third generation, what is the period for third generation? 1964 to 1971. Okay, now we see the circuit used in this generation. Integrated circuit. Nowadays also in your computer, we are using the integrated circuit. The short form of integrated circuit is ICs. You can able to see lot of ICs fixed with your motherboard. Okay, so this is the IC's picture. Okay, we can able to see now also we can able to see lot of IC fixed in your motherboard. Okay, so what is the merits and demerits of in this generation? So now we can see about merits and demerits of third generation computers. Okay, so computers become very smaller. In first generation we can see very big computers. It can occupy 1200 square feet. Okay, and then second generation the computer size is somewhat reduced, and now third generation the computers are smaller. Okay, faster and more reliable. So in this generation the computer size is small, it works fast and more reliable. In this generation the computers having the attached mouse, keyboard and monitors. Okay, so these are all attached together and then consumed less power. So in this generation the computers are using less power. And then what type of language are used in third generation? High level language. So first generation we are using mission level language, and then second generation the assembly languages are used, and then third generation the high level languages are introduced. In this generation they are using Pascal, COBOL, like that. The programming languages are introduced in third generation. Okay, now you can see now you can able to understand what are the merits and demerits of third generation. Is third generation computers are very smaller, faster and more reliable, and then it consumed less power. In this generation we are going to use about high level languages. So example of high level languages used in third generation is Pascal and COBOL. Okay, so in this generation the computer is attached with the attached CPU and attached keyboards are used. Okay, now we move for the next generation, that is fourth generations of computer. The period for fourth generation computer is 1971 to 1980. Okay, so in this generation the circuit used in this generation is very large scale integrated circuits. We can also call it as a VLSI. That is very large scale integrated circuits are used in this fourth generation. So this is also known as a microprocessor. And this microprocessor gave birth to the microcomputers. Microcomputers is mainly made for giving low cost of computers and minimum size for the computers. One microchip is enough to create a microcomputers. Okay, now you can see about merits and demerits of fourth generation. Okay, so the computers becomes more smaller and faster. How it can work? More faster it can be work. Microcomputer series such as IBM and Apple were developed. So microcomputer, I already told the main reason for inventing microcomputer is it can produce a smaller computer as well as it can give the cost minimum cost computers also. Okay, one microchip is enough to create one computer. Okay, and then these computers are more portable computers were introduced. We know the meanings of portable. No, portable means easy to carry from one place to another place. So fourth generation gave the birth of portable computers. And then in this generation the computers are made in smaller size. Okay, now we move for the next one, that is fifth generations of computers. In this generation period is 1982 till now. Also we are using this fifth generation computers and some of them is using fourth generation computers also. Okay, so in this fifth generation, what is the circuit is used means ultra large scale integration, that is ULSI. Ultra large scale integration. This is the circuit used in this fifth generation computers. Okay, so in this generation the robotics, the concept of robotics are also introduced. We can see a lot of movies, robotics movies, how the robots can work, how the robots can be programmed, like that. The concept of robotics and internet concept is also spread throughout the world. And then now you can see about merits and demerits of fifth generation computers. Okay, so in this generation we are going to do the parallel processing. We know what is the meaning of parallel processing. Simultaneously we can do the different work. That is known as a parallel processing. That is if you are working with Word, the same time we can able to open some other process. That is when you are typing in the Word document, at that same time we can copy some files to your pen drive. Okay, then your system is doing two types of work, that is storing the content to the pen drive, as well as it can get it can store the message what you typed in this Word document. Okay, that is known as a parallel processing. And then superconductors is also introduced. In this generation, superconductors is also introduced. Computer size was drastically reduced. So we can able to get a very small size of computers in this generation. We know farm PCs nowadays farm PCs are available. So the total size of the computer is only of your farm size. Okay, that much of computer size is reduced in this generation. In this generation, computers recognize the images and graphics. So, last third generation computers, we are using the high level languages. Yes. So, in this generation, the computers can recognize images and graphics also. We can scan the image and give input to your computers. Okay. And then introduction of artificial intelligence and expert system is also used in the generation. So what does mean by artificial intelligence? Means artificial intelligence is only available to the human beings. That is, you can think intelligence is having only the human beings. We can create a intelligence to give to the system, that is known as a artificial intelligence. Okay, so the concept of artificial intelligence introduced in this fifth generation. Okay, and create a expert system. That is, we can create try to make a robot. Robot is a mission that is can help to the human beings. Nowadays in corona period, what will be happened in hospitals? Robots are helping to give the medicine to the patient. Yes, because the doctors and the nurse the doctors and the nurse have fear to this corona because it's spreadable diseases. So robots are used in this field for giving medicine to the patient. Okay, that technology, what is the technology is used inside of the robot means artificial intelligence. Okay, so we are creating the intelligence and then feed to the machine, that is known as artificial intelligence. Okay, so able to solve high complex problems including decision making and logical reasoning. So in this generation's computers are able to solve the complex problem, that is very big problems, research and scientific problems. All the problems can be solved by using this generation computers. Okay, and then decision making and logical reasoning. So based on the question they can able to make a decision, as well as it can used in the logical reasoning problems also. Okay, so these are the merits of using 5th generation computers. Now we are moving to the last generation, that is your 6th generation computers. When you have to use the 6th generation computer means in future. Okay, not now. The steps are behind to the 6th generation computers. Okay, so in this generation what you have to using means we are going to the all in the digital world. Okay, we are making as a throughout world are connected by the computers and the internets. Okay, so in this generation what is the technology is used means artificial intelligence. So the concept is introduced in 5th generation, but that concept is fully used in this 6th generation's computers. Okay, I already told what is mean by artificial intelligence. That is, intelligence is only having the human beings. Now we can create this intelligence to give as a mission. Okay, so that is known as a artificial. We know what is mean by artificial. Artificial is made by the human beings. Okay, so artificial intelligence, we create a intelligent and give to the system. This technology is used in the 6th generation computers. The machine can work just like as a man. Okay, in this generation what is the aim means you can in this generation the computers are created based on the human beings. What human beings can do, the same thing the machine is also can do. Like that this generation computers are made. And then in this generation the machines are created, it can recognize the voice also. Okay, so last generation we are using the languages, different types of languages to work with the computers. We know why we need a language. Language is used for communication. Now the human beings are communicated by using the language like Tamil, English, Malayalam, Kannadam, like that. In your computer how you can interact, the computers can be interacted by using the programming languages. We already saw what are the different types of programming languages. That is, in 1st generation we are using the mission language. 2nd generation we are using the assembly language. After that 3rd, 4th, 5th we are using the high level languages. Okay, so 3rd generation high level languages are introduced, and 4th and 5th generation we are using the high level language, that is C, C++, Java, Python, like that languages are used in this 4th and 5th generations. Okay, in 6th generation what will be happened means in this generation the machine can recognize the voice also. That is, we can make a machine that can recognize the human being's voice also. That is natural languages. The machine can work based on the natural languages. Okay, so the machine can recognize the voice also. Okay, now you can see the merits and demerits of 6th generation computers. So 6th generation computers is used for parallel and distributed computing. We already know what is mean by parallel. That is, simultaneously we can able to do different processes known as a parallel process. Okay, and then distributed computing. So distributed means we are working anywhere in the world, but your process can be combined to the any one particular place. Okay, so the persons can be work different places. And then computers have become smarter, faster and smaller. Okay, now the computers is working very small, that is it can work very fine. Okay, so in the next video we are going to discuss about what is meant by data and informations. Okay children, thank you. So this computers are work very faster and the size of the computer is very small. And then development of robotics also done in this generations of computers. There are several different fields we are using the robotics. Okay, nowadays we are using robotics for different places. Okay, and then in this generations of computer can access the natural language processing. That is what is meant by natural language means human languages. What languages you are speak to communicate with other human beings, the same language can accept the systems also. Okay, that is known as a natural language processing. And then development of voice recognition software. So based on your voice, nowadays we in your mobile we are using voice lock. No, so your voice only can get to open your mobile, open your system. That is voice development recognition softwares and systems also can ready in this generations. Okay, so the development of voice recognition software can be built to this generations. Okay, so that's all about those generations of computer. Students, this is a very important 5-mark question in this lesson. So explain generations of computer. The question can ask like this. You must write definitions. First introduction about generations of computers. Okay, write how the generations can be classified, and then write 5 generation and period. Okay, after writing the periods, write the circuit used on that generation and merits and demerits of that each and every generation. Okay, so this is a very important 5-mark question. So read this questions thoroughly. Okay children.